All right. Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs right there. The nutty hat, the pumpkin with the hat, and me, PJ, right here. I don't have a pumpkin. I have a palm tree. No hat, Victor. What do I do?
Aloha, Nui Loa, PJ, feeling you.
Feeling You.
With Victor Brick and PJ, it's another sensational week of sports.
Yes,
Mammoth. We are witnesses to history, PJ. We can all testify that we saw
definitely.
the greatest performance by any baseball player in the history of the sport. Shohei Ohtani, Ohtani-san, what he
Buster.
did in game 4 against Milwaukee
Woo.
not only was groundbreaking, history making, icon making, superstar, uh, beyond
All of
superstar,
it.
beyond rock star,
Yep.
but we saw a performance, not just in baseball, but in all of sports, that we may never see again. Not one, not two, three mammoth home runs, six shutout innings, 10
Unreal.
strikeouts in a game that propelled the Dodgers into their second consecutive World Series. PJ, that second home run ended up at Ray's Chicken in Chinatown on Broadway, beyond 469 feet. It
Unbelievable.
was insane. The Mount Fuji of Mas Fuerte adds to his legacy, adds to his international fame as the greatest who ever lived in the sport of baseball.
It's so true. And it's like, it's kind of what we've been waiting for. We all knew what he's capable of, but we've been waiting and waiting for him to come with that focus. Now, Victor, if you look into his eyes, I hadn't seen that focus for some time. And he had this focus, and you just knew he was going to just go after it. And boy, he hit three shots in that one you're talking about. Yeah, I think the only other shot longer in Dodger history is Darryl Strawberry, who hit one actually like 540 feet or something, some amazing amount. But, yeah, 540, yeah. So Ohtani-san, unbelievable. I mean, just off the hook. Not only that, the three home runs, the pitching, the whole thing. I mean, I don't think there's another player ever like him, and there may
I,
never be.
I have seen Mays, I've seen Clemente, seen Barry Bonds, but I have never seen a performance like that in an individual game
Right.
that meant so much. It
Wow.
wasn't some game in August that he's hitting three homers and pitching a shutout, striking out 10.
Yeah.
It's a game that the Dodgers needed.
Oh,
They needed this game. They had to get rid of Milwaukee and move
yeah.
on.
They had to.
And this was a pivotal moment
Yeah.
in the Dodger history and in the history of Ohtani-san. Because remember, he was hitting like 150 going in.
It was a
He
joke. Yeah, it was a
he
joke.
he was in a horrific funk. He
Yeah.
couldn't hit. He was flailing, and everyone was saying, "Oh, well, Tani, can't hit when and especially when he's pitching. He can't hit. He can't focus." Well, he cleared the clutter,
Yeah.
PJ, and just started. He got back to basics and just remember he took batting practice the day before for the first time as a Dodger
Yep.
because he just wanted to see the ball, land 500 feet away. I mean,
I mean,
he wanted that visual. He wanted to see the ball, go somewhere, down the streets of Chinatown.
wow.
And when he pitched the next day against Milwaukee, not only was he scintillating on the mound, but when he led off the game with a home run, you knew that was it.
That
But
was
then
it.
that second home run was so majestic, so titanic, so epic. People, the Dodgers had their hands on their heads. You saw the Freddie Freeman shot.
Yeah.
His hands on his head.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Can't believe
Nobody
it.
could believe it.
No one could believe how far it went
No.
in the moment. And the Dodgers go on, to roll over Milwaukee
Wow.
in four. I predicted six.
Yep.
You also had the Dodgers, winning the series as well,
Yep.
and they did with that pitching. PJ
Yes.
Snell started the whole thing. Snell was incredible, and then you had Yoshi
Yes.
following it up with a complete game. Visions of Koufax Drysdale.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking. I haven't seen Dodger pitching like this 1-2 in a playoff game since the days of Koufax and Drysdale.
I think you're right. I
Back
think
in the
you're right.
'60s, when they
Yeah.
shut down the Yankees
Wow.
in four games. This was incredible pitching. And then Glass now comes in, throws a sensational game three, and then the sensational game four by Ohtani-san. They have the best starting pitching in baseball. I don't see how they can lose, especially when, you know, Senora Octobres are pumped up.
That's it.
Teoscar's hitting. Kike had another great
Oh,
series.
great.
They're starting to hit. Freddie's hitting. Down the line, Mookie's hitting. And when everyone starts hitting and the back of the order was hitting, with Tommy Edman, getting on base, hitting some clutch singles, driving in big runs, you know, Will Smith is back. No accident, by the way,
No,
that Dodger pitching has gone to another level with Will Smith behind the plate.
that's right.
We love rushing,
Yes.
the Swedish meatball, Rortvedt. But when you have Will Smith, America's catcher, behind the plate, goes up a few levels in terms of calling the game.
Yep.
And it's no accident, it's no fluke that Snell pitched with Smith behind the plate, that
Yes.
Yoshi pitched with Snell behind the plate, Glass now with Smith behind the plate. And again, Ohtani-san, those
Off the
six
hook.
sparkling innings, 10
Yeah.
strikeouts, the 3 home runs. PJ, we witnessed history.
Yeah. Yeah.
The greatest game in baseball history, not just playoffs, but the greatest game in baseball history. Not only, by the Herculean effort, of Ohtani-san, but what it meant. It got them to the World Series.
That's right.
I mean, that's just insane, PJ.
Well, it's on we always think of Gibson with that amazing home run, right?
88, 88.
88, that did the same thing, elevated. But this, the guy, as we know, Gibson couldn't walk. But this probably replaces that as the most spiritual uplifting of a Dodger organization to the next level. I mean, it really, in that third home run, like by then, if you can ever say you expect it, we were all sitting there saying, he's going to hit another one. He's going to hit another one. And then he does. I mean, it's just like to recant it, it'll be talked about obviously forever in Dodger
Forever.
history.
It
Yeah,
was a seminal moment in baseball history.
it really was. It
A
really was.
seminal moment
Yeah,
we'll never forget.
yeah.
And he is samurai. He is samurai. He lives through death. He shows no fear. Ultimate self-sacrifice. He is a samurai warrior, and I use the term very rarely, but when someone achieves that greatness under such pressure and doing it for the collective and just so selfless as he's been, Otani-san, we have to bow down. Gong me,
There it is.
Otani-san, I'm feeling you.
Feeling you. He deserves it. Oh,
Yo gatane, as they say in Japanese. PJ, we are so happy for your happiness. Gong me, Yukes.
I
And
love it.
dreaming of Sasaki, the closer. Listen, it's a 26 man collective. You got to have a lot of people contributing, not just the great Otani in game four, but they found their closer. Dodgers found their closer in Sasaki, and that makes such a big difference when in a tight game and they all are tight.
Right,
There's no more blowouts.
right.
This is all about pitching, defense, and key hits. And if you need a closer, you need someone to get those last 3 outs. The Dodgers somehow, some way, they found their closer in Sasaki, and Roki has been sensational,
And
PJ. And I think that is another key.
that's another key to this, that we found our closer. He came in at the last minute, but with the kind of starting pitching we're getting, we almost don't need closers. I wish Dave would let him go a little longer, but let's say we do need closers. Sasaki is our man, you know. I wish Dave would give up on the theory that he's got to have an order, like he's got to have Trinan first, you know. Vesia is great. I would just go Vesia right to Sasaki. And for right now, our man Trinan isn't doing as well as he should. He's loading up the bases every time he puts him in. And
He
it's
makes
like,
you nervous. He
it
makes you
makes you
nervous.
nervous. And Dave, don't do that to us. Don't remove the great feelings. Let this be what it is. right now Trinan is not there like he was last year. So let's not go there. Let's not load the bases and ruin the momentum. Let's go right to Vesia and then to Sasaki and finish the thing and move on, you
If you
know?
can, if you need 6 outs, that would be beautiful. Sometimes you need the 9 outs. That's why
Okay.
you have Anthony Banda who's been pitching beautifully.
Right. Or
Uh,
Sheehan even. I'd bring in Sheehan.
Sheehan
There,
hasn't even been used.
he hasn't even been used. He's sitting there and the guy's deadly. He's deadly. And I'd bring him in. Why he keeps going back to Tryon, I don't know. I just don't know, except I know Dave is hard-headed. I know that.
Well,
And he
he's very
wants,
loyal. He's
yeah, and he
very
wants to
loyal.
do, yeah,
And
but loyalty at what level? I mean, at this level, you want to, now you can't be loyal. You have to play the players, and Sheehan is sitting there. That guy can throw outs. He can get outs for you. Use him. Use him. So,
I love Sheehan.
yeah,
He's now basically a secret weapon because we hardly use him.
right,
And you got Banda, and you still got, don't forget Dryers in the bullpen who's gotten you big outs
right,
down the stretch.
right.
But at this point, if your starting pitching can go seven,
Yep.
you just need those 6 outs.
Yeah.
Three of them automatically go to Sasaki, and then hopefully three to Vesia, three to Banda, so you don't have to use Trina because you're trying to makes you nuts.
Yeah, it makes you
There's
it
no
makes
doubt.
you crazy. Speaking of making you nuts, how about game seven? You and I both
Ooh.
called Seattle.
We both called Seattle,
Yeah,
PJ, and
yeah,
in Toronto, the game seven. How do you stop Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's nuts, who's going
yeah.
crazy?
Right.
He's definitely going into another zone of hitting. He
Totally.
has six homers thus far in the postseason.
Yeah.
He's channeling his dad, Vladimir Guerrero, who was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. is in such a groove, and he said he's born to do this. He is born to do this. Well,
Feels
you know
like it.
what? Game seven in Toronto. I think the odds are with Toronto, but I'm still going with our original pick, Seattle, because
Time to.
it just seems like Seattle has the talent. They've bounced back before. I thought they had better pitching than Toronto. Toronto, has those contact hitters. It's going to be a great game tonight. Game
Gonna
seven.
be.
I'm still going Seattle, PJ. I know
I
you
am
love
too.
Seattle too.
Yep. I'm sticking with Seattle. And actually, I know the Dodgers are because that brings the first game one and two back to Los
You get
Angeles.
home field with
Right.
Seattle.
Right.
You
And
travel
not,
to Canada
yeah.
if Toronto wins, and they have home field. So
Yeah.
obviously, we definitely want Seattle as Dodgers fans. Let's ruin baseball, as
Yep.
Dave Roberts says. Four
Yeah.
more. Let's
Four,
let's ruin baseball some more. Let's
four
do it,
more.
man.
Four more. And
Four
speaking
more.
of international travel, how about the Rams? How about that?
How about Matthew Stafford?
5 touchdowns.
Ooh, Devontae with three,
Yep.
and that's without. But Puka Nacua was out with a bad ankle,
Yep.
and they just rolled Jacksonville. Very impressive performance to go 5-2. The Rams are right there, AFC West with the 49ers who are 5
Yep.
and 2. Mac Jones continues to win. It's unbelievable without Purdy,
Yeah.
but the 49ers,
Woo.
with Shanahan, they're a tough organization. Again, the surprise team last week, I told you the most surprising team in the league was the Colts, and
Colts.
they crush the Bolts
Wow.
at SoFi.
You know what?
Just
That was
crushed them.
embarrassing. That was embarrassing. It's a SoFi curse. The Chargers can't seem to win there now for some reason. This is crazy. I mean, this is a beautiful stadium, their home stadium, and they're getting defeated, and it's like it's not even close.
They have no
And
offensive. The offensive line's in tatters.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, they totally have no rhythm on offense. Herbert picked off a couple more times. I don't care if he threw for a career high in yardage; it's meaningless. That game was in such control by the Colts. It was over in the first half. It was 23-3 at the half.
yes,
Colts,
yeah.
Colts are so balanced. You,
Wow.
you can't stop them. They got the best running back, in football in Taylor.
Yep.
Daniel Jones, who I ridiculed him for years when he was a Giant. I called him I'd rather have Grace Jones
Who
than,
knew?
than, than Daniel Jones. Comes into the right system with Stryken, the head coach, quarterback's coach. Suddenly he's the best quarterback in the league. I mean, who knew?
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is 10, 15-yard routes. You can't cover them. Their offensive line is sensational, and they
yep.
make big plays on defense. They were all over Herbert yesterday. He had no time to throw,
All over him,
and the
and
game was over at half. So
yeah,
the
yeah,
Colts look great. Again, Tampa Bay looks great. Very, big surprise, but
yep.
they are playing sensational football. Packers had an excellent game.
Beautiful.
Parsons had 3 sacks.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the people are saying, "Where's Micah Parsons?" There's Micah Parsons. Three
Number
sacks for
one,
Micah.
number one.
Number one, there's
Yeah.
Micah, doing his thing with the Packers. But
Yeah.
so
He
for
looked
me,
great. He looked great.
and my Giants, PJ, how do you blow a lead like that in the fourth quarter? 33 points for Denver, your Broncos in
That
the
was
fourth
crazy.
quarter.
That I
That was
know
insane.
the my Broncos came roaring back, and it was just actually amazing to see that kind of a lead dissipate. That was all done in 5 minutes. It's not like it was all day. It was last 5 minutes. Denver came all the way roaring back and beat the Giants. Um, I mean, you got to give it up for the Giants. I mean, they are playing better, and I mean, at some level, even though they lost, I think you're a little bit inspired by the fact that they played the type of ball that they're playing. So for fans, Giant fans like you, Vic, I wouldn't be 100% crushed because last season they wouldn't have come close to doing this. They're now at least building leads. They're getting going, getting started. Now they got to learn how to just hold on to a lead. But pretty bad.
Look at
Pretty
me, I'm still crushed. I mean,
bad. I know.
I know there's hope that they were that close to beating Denver. They were up
Yeah.
19-0.
Yeah.
You know, I, I was in shock. I was in
Yeah.
shock. But Bo Nix had a great fourth quarter.
Yep.
Bo Nix had a great fourth quarter, and the Broncos had a sensational comeback win at home over the
Amazing.
Giants. Listen, it's tough to win in this league. Everyone says the same thing. It's so hard to win in the National Football League, and it is. It's 60 minutes of attrition, 60 minutes of violence, 60 minutes of everyone's getting paid.
Yep.
Uh, everyone wants the glory,
Yeah.
and it's just tough. But on the flip side, my New York Jets, 0-7, PJ, this is the worst team in football. They might not win a game this season.
This is so embarrassing, and just I can't imagine what it'd be like to be a Jet fan because
I
after
am. And look,
you are one, after
hello.
everything you've been through, and then more of this, they bring in Glenn, they bring in all these things they're supposed to help. Nothing has helped. It's gotten worse. It's actually gotten worse, if that's possible.
Well, again, to the New York Jets, I know verbal vitriol is not enough. You need to see the brick. New
Yes.
York Football Jets, Jets Jets, USUCKS Jets. You see the brick.
There it is.
It's your brick from God, me, you
They've earned it.
Jets.
They've
Wake
totally
up.
earned it. And,
Wake up.
and Victor, do me a favor. Dust that brick off because USC
Hmm.
and primarily Lincoln Riley lose again to Notre Dame. Back to back to back. Just keeps happening. These arch rival games are so important, not only for their overall record, but just for the alumni. You can't, I don't care how much money you get paid. They're paying Lincoln Riley 11 million a year, some crazy number, and he can't beat the arch rivals. He's like 0-3 with Oregon. He's like 1-1 with UCLA. Those are our big rivals and Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 0-2. How much can you take before you say, I know we're paying him a ton of money, but we gotta make a move here. We gotta win. The defense was horrible. I know they've brought in Lynn, and he was, I guess, good at UCLA, although UCLA didn't go anywhere when he was there. They give him a lot of credit, but to what end? He's not stopping anybody. Love was running through him like Love, just pouring through the defense. It was embarrassing. It was absolutely
In the
embarrassing.
rain, in the
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah.
But PJ, let's face it, Trojans were in the game early fourth quarter. They're only down 3, and they're driving. And you just feel they're going to keep moving. Mayavo, it was having a nice game.
Yeah.
They had momentum, and then they call that trick play with Lemon
Why?
on the end around.
Why?
Number one, it's raining. Number one, he's
Yeah.
not a quarterback. He tries to throw a pass, and he fumbles away. It looked like a junior high school play.
It looks horrible.
One of the worst calls I've ever seen in a major college
Yeah.
football game. When
Right.
you have momentum,
Yeah.
you just keep doing what you're doing. You don't throw
Yeah.
a trick play in there, and
Trick
that's
play.
Lincoln Riley. So again, Lincoln Riley, you can't beat the good teams.
No.
The legacy. that you're not fighting for, which is USC Notre Dame, which we know that game must continue in perpetuity. And people are
Right.
thinking, drop the game. Are you crazy?
Are you crazy?
That's what keeps college football alive, are these
Yeah.
rivalries.
Right.
But that play, that trick play from hell,
Ugh.
Lincoln Riley, you see the brick.
Give it
You
to
see
him.
it, Riley.
I love it.
It's your freaking dog me, you. Lincoln Riley, what are you thinking?
I have no idea. And fourth, we're fourth down at the goal line, and he doesn't run it. He tries some pass play, fourth and less than a yard. And I mean, another really botched play. He admitted it, but that doesn't do any good. In the end, you can make all kinds of mistakes, but at some point, you have to pay for your mistakes. And this is embarrassing. The Trojans could still somehow get their way into the playoffs, maybe, but
That's a
uh,
long shot.
it's
Well,
a
they're
long
five
shot.
and two, and they're 5 and 2 and going nowhere.
And they've got to play Oregon, who they've never beat. They've got to play Michigan, and they've got to play Nebraska. So, I can't see them sweeping that 3 games with the way they're
I
playing
see
and their
them beating
defense.
Nebraska. I see them winning a few games down the stretch, but I don't see them in the
No,
college football playoff.
no,
I
no.
see them at some mediocre bowl game, basically
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah,
Uh,
the Fresno Bowl or something again. Here we go.
uh,
Here we go. Back to the Fresno Bowl. Please, you know what? Do the alumni a favor. Don't accept the bowl unless it's a really good bowl. It's not enough to say we're going to a bowl game. If you're not going to a good, impressive bowl game, you're not going anywhere. You're not. So please don't accept it, USC. Take Lincoln Riley and all of you go to Hawaii, where I am, and enjoy the weekend because that's better than going to some sucky bowl game that nobody's going to watch you play. So please spare us that. Meanwhile, UCLA, 3 in a row.
they'd love a bowl game. That would be an incredibly successful season. To beat Maryland
Yeah.
like that, to hold on for a tight win, at the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
That was a lot of
Impressive.
guts. It was a
It was
gutsy
impressive.
win for Tim
Yeah.
Skipper once again.
Yep.
Give him all the credit, for turning it around from Deshaun Foster, which when they hit the abyss. Now they've won 3 in a row. They've beaten 3 straight Big Ten teams. Maryland was a good team. Maryland was 4-2 coming into that game.
Yeah.
Maryland was no chopped liver, more than
Right.
Menudo. I
Yeah.
mean, Maryland was a good. They're not in Indiana.
No.
They're not in Ohio State,
No.
but they're good.
But they're good. And how
They're
about
good.
Jerry, what is it, Neuheisel? He is doing a great job of calling the offense. I think that
Sensational.
he's the difference. I think he's the difference,
Listen,
in
I,
this
I was
game.
proclaiming him the head coach. I would say him and Skipper should just continue what they're doing next year and the year after that. The way
Yeah,
they're playing inspired football.
yeah.
They're playing with emotion, with passione corazon. How
There
do
you
you
go.
get that from the
Yeah,
top?
yeah,
There's Tim Skipper, and there's Neuheisel doing their thing. Pumping those kids up.
yeah.
But now that they go to Indiana, Indiana's like number 3 in America. And they
Tough.
just re-upped Cignetti for 8 years, $93 million. Their amazing head coach.
Yeah,
Kurt Cignetti is the coach of the year again.
yeah,
Obviously, Indiana's an incredible power, but UCLA going into Bloomington and
yeah.
beating Indiana, that's a long shot.
That's a long shot.
Just to stay within a touchdown, I think, would be an incredible accomplishment.
I think so. I mean, they've got momentum. If they can just stay close, nobody expects them
And
to
don't forget,
beat
it's
them.
college football.
Yeah,
Who knows? They're kids. They
they're
could
kids.
spring the upset. You heard
They
it here
could.
first.
They could.
UCLA could spring the upset of Indiana.
Are you actually calling it?
Yes, I'm going to call it. Forget staying
Whoa.
within 7. Let them.
All
They
right.
can win.
All
They
right.
can win if
Okay.
Nico Iamaleava has a good game, and the defense stays stout. They have a shot.
I,
These are kids. These are everything's emotion at this
yep.
point.
All right.
Indiana's going to say, "Look at UCLA. They're schlock." No, they're
No,
not schlock.
no.
They've won 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
They've won three
We'll
in a row
see. I've got them down by 2 touchdowns
to lose. Of
yeah,
course,
to lose. But we'll
I,
see. We'll see.
I think they were at least 21 point underdogs
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Indiana.
yeah,
But who knows? Listen, that's why we love college football so much.
yeah.
That's why we want USC to keep playing Notre Dame,
Of
in
course.
perpetuity
Of
because
course.
it's very important.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
the NBA important, PJ? They start this week.
Wow, they do.
Season begins.
Yeah, yes. Big, big beginnings. I love it. I guess James isn't starting though. He's still
He's,
rehabbing.
he'll be out at least another month.
Another month.
Another month. It's Luca's team. Luca, Aiton,
Yep.
these guys, Austin Reeves.
Yep.
They're the ones who have to get them to the promised land. That's a long shot. But Braun's out with sciatica at least another 4 months, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. Listen, it's 23rd year, man, but
Yeah.
the body has aches and pains.
Oh yeah.
Sciatica's not easy, but he's going to be injured a lot this year. But he's played through so much pain.
He
But
has.
LeBron, he's
Oh,
amazing.
in the end.
He's amazing. He's what 40 years old,
Yeah.
23 years, eighth year as a Laker.
Yep.
I'm not going to count him out, but it's smart just to rest him the first month.
I think
You
so.
get the
Yeah.
sciatica ironed out. But
Yeah.
Luca going to have a great year. Looking forward to Austin Reeves going to have a very good year. Austin Reeves has looked the best in preseason. I
Yep.
know Gabe Vincent's looked good. He's going to start for LeBron James. So Gabe Vincent has to step up. Listen, he's a good player. He's been injured the last few years, but Gabe can play.
Gabe can play. He has not
And
played up to his potential since we acquired him. He is
no, he
not.
hasn't.
He is
He
not.
has
But
not.
so maybe this will be his year. Maybe he'll feel the calling with LeBron on the bench. Who knows? But yeah, it starts what, Tuesday, and I think they play the
Tuesday.
Warriors. They play
Downtown
the
Hoop
Warriors.
Dojo against the Warriors, against
Yeah.
Curry and Green and
Yep.
those fellas. And
Yep.
don't forget the Clippers. On paper, they look fantastic. I
They
mean,
look fantastic. The
you
Bears.
look at this roster, you go,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, Chris
Yeah.
Paul, Bradley Beal, they added Lopez. Um, you add that, to Kawhi,
Yep.
who seems healthy.
Yep.
The Beard was going to have another outstanding season.
Yes. Yes.
Zubac,
Zubac.
Dunn,
Don't forget Zubac. Yeah.
Zubac. Can't forget
Yeah.
Zubac.
Yeah.
Collins, John
Yeah.
Collins. They have a squad.
Yeah.
T. Lou has a squad, I must say. And PJ, we talk sumo.
Yes. Let's
And
finish with sumo.
enlighten people to sumo.
Yes.
And sumo went to London, England, and they had a 5-day grand sumo tournament in London, sold out every night, and the people were going nuts
Wow.
for our sumo wrestlers. Gong me, Ukes. Sumo in England, the grand sumo tournament. People went nuts, and in the end, it was the Yokozuna who ended up in a championship match, just
There you
like
go.
just like being in Fukuoka, just
Yeah.
like being in Tokyo. There was I'll show you the Fiery Mongolian against Ono Sato. The two Yokozuna went at it in the championship match. I'll show you one. It was an exhibition, but still, England saw the greatest sumo wrestlers on earth, and they had a grand old time. Big Ben was going crazy. All the English, all the
Yeah.
bobbies on bicycles, 2x2. Everyone was going crazy for sumo.
This is
PJ.
the NBA plan. This is the NFL plan. Get international, get more fans, get more money, and this is what's happening. So, I mean, they're right in the fold, with the WWE doing the same thing.
Just the
So,
second time in sumo history. Second
yeah,
time in sumo history they've gone
yeah,
international.
yeah,
So second time in 35 years.
yeah.
So and England just went wild for it. Everyone loves sumo. I
I
think
love it.
they heard it here first on
Yeah,
Feeling You with Victor Brick and PJ. We got you started on sumo. We tried
yeah.
to enlighten you on sumo. Hopefully, we still do. And again, England now, the beneficiaries of watching sumo live, and they just went wild for the 500-pound, gentleman who just put on a show. They
Yeah.
put on a show. They thrusted. They pushed. They
Come
thrusted. They
on.
went wild.
Come on, the diapered ones. We love them. We love, and we love you. We love you for listening and watching and everything you do and sharing
Everything.
this great show. You've got to get it out to your friends, please, and like us. And then, and we're coming back. We got great stuff next time we are here. So, thank you so much for listening, Victor. You have a wonderful time, wonderful week with your pumpkin and your hat.
Thank you. And love to Chris Donovan, our producer, on the ones and the
Yes,
twos.
yes,
Don't forget Dave Cardona, our
never.
graphics master. The beautiful graphics you see are all Dave Cardona. And on the gong, my beloved bride, Yuko Sakamoto.
There she
Gong
is.
me, you.